Hi, welcome back to Selenon Rising. So I guess we're continuing after the investigation yesterday.
It's true. There really was no fight. I just didn't want him to be associated with the rebels.
Now, can we stop this farce and get to the truth about the matter?
Fine. I'll tell you what really happened.
Continue.
I asked him what was going on, and he told me he was meeting with an old colleague to discuss a new job.
A new job?
I knew he was having money problems. Our family has seen better days. He said this job would give him enough money to repair the mansion.
Do you remember how this person looked?
I'm not sure. He was a bit short and wearing a black hood. But for him to be a rebel, that's just... To be working with criminals, I just can't believe he would do that.
Well, there is a saying, desperate times call for desperate measures. Of course, we at the Bureau do not condone this kind of behavior.
I'm sorry. I wish I knew more.
Thank you for your time. Don't worry, we won't hold your hesitance against you. We know how distraught you must be.
I'm so sorry. I hope I helped your investigation, Daddy.
Come on, let's go. There's nothing left to do here. Blue and I leave Lynn. We make our way back through the empty halls until we are once again outside and heading towards the car. The enforcers are still milling around, though some of them have left. Fantastic. We know that Mr. Grange was desperate for money, but we still have no idea what he was trying to sell. Wrong. There's a piece of evidence that tells us exactly what he was doing. You mean... Like... Wait, there's a piece of evidence... like this? You found something new in the ledger? No. If I did, don't you think I would have told you about it? Okay, it was probably the shredded equations then. Sorry, but I'm stumped. Remember those shredded papers? What if what he was doing was right in front of us the whole time? So he was making all that money doing calculations. Bingo! I don't understand. What potential criminal would need such a thing? Then you aren't thinking hard enough. What are rebels usually interested in? Oh, I see. Maybe he was designing, like, weapons or something. Technology. Why do you... Oh... Exactly. All ancient tech has a computer inside it. And computers are locked by passwords. Oh, okay. Then you think they hired Grange to... He'd probably have the ability to decrypt some of the more advanced codes that your run-of-the-mill rebel would have no idea what to do with. What if the person he was dealing with was Zarla or one of her cell members? You took the words right out of my mouth. I guess great minds think alike, eh? She's been very active in her search for ancient technology the past few months. But if they were using him for his skills, why kill him? Maybe he stopped being useful. Strange. Zarla doesn't strike me as the type to just off someone without reason. Then again, the rebels aren't exactly the sanest bunch. Well, there's also the possibility that he wanted out, but what would make him panic so much that he had to be kept quiet? I'm not sure I want to know. We arrive back at the car. We both get in, and Blue pulls the car away from Mr. Grange's mansion. As we drive away, I wonder what could have been so important and so terrible that Mr. Grange had to be silenced permanently. It was such a bold move for the rebels. I glance sideways at Blue, and I can tell he's lost in his own stream of thoughts. What is he thinking about? I can read his emotions, but I don't know what's going on in his mind. Not really. I wonder what he actually thinks about Grange. His secret theory. I'm sure he has one. You don't get to be a senior agent without having an active investigative mind. No, he tries very hard to hide his, and I'm not sure why. Maybe one day I'll know him well enough to know what he's thinking about in situations like this. I don't feel like he's trying to hide his investigative goodness. Like, he has a lot of comments about it all the time, so... It's an odd thought. Another odd thought. What does he think about me? I don't know. Late morning is Late morning is ticking swiftly towards early afternoon. Blue and I decide to head to the Sector 2 precinct to see if we can get some more information on Grange. A stout, sandy-colored building near the center of the dome, it is a hub of enforcer activity. I tend to avoid places like this when I can. Isn't it weird that they're driving cars in this weird futurific society with, like, psychic people? Something about the faceless masses of the enforcers causes an emotional reaction in me. I haven't pinned it down exactly, not fear or annoyance, perhaps anxiety. Sometimes it's unavoidable, like today. We need to see if we can find a connection between Grange and Zarla or her flying monkeys. The fastest way to do that is through Central's files. Blue pulls the car up to the front of Central, and I feel, rather than see, a figure standing off to the side. I follow my mind with my eyes and see her carefully lounging against the wall in a dark passage between two of the surrounding buildings. It's Zarla. No, wait. There's hostility, but it's different, more focused. So is it not Zarla? I don't know.
Oh lord, not today.
What? Not excited to see your girlfriend?
I didn't want to see her ever again.
The intensity of his reaction is surprising. We both get out of the car. I didn't realize...
Don't worry about it, Ace. Let's just go inside before she notices us.
We start walking towards the steps of Central, but suddenly... Whoa. So this is Red. Oh, she's also on... She's on the front screen, like the main menu, looking really strange. So we gotta give her a cool voice, like...
Blue, I always knew you were lazy, but I never thought you were blind too. Not that I blame you. If I had this newbie as my partner, I probably wouldn't have the stones to face any of my fellow agents either.
Okay, so she's the distorter. Maybe she makes people's memories, like, different or something.
Well, I would have the stones, but you certainly wouldn't. Is your housebroken yet?
Let's go with what's the big idea. Hey, you wanna say that to my face? I could kick your...
Careful, Vi, she's trying to bait you.
I'd like to see you try. What are you gonna do? Feel me to death? You really traded down, Blue. What happened? You couldn't find a weak enough color, so you went and invented a new one?
Hey, so I'm purple, so I'm like blue and red. So doesn't that make me the coolest color? Oh, I guess I'm not purple. I'm violet. Like, I forgot.
Violet's stronger than you think, even if she doesn't look it.
Excuse me?
Huh. She's just a glorified enforcer.
Whatever, Red. What the hell are you doing here?
I have something that might interest you.
And what, pray tell, would that be?
Just a few photos I don't need.
If you're trying to get back into my good graces, it won't work, but thanks for the offer.
Even if I couldn't feel the embarrassment and anger rock Red's mind, I would be able to see it on her face. Whoa, she has a katana thing. That's weird. Her snide grin turns into a snarl, twisting the sides of her mouth, while her cheeks color ever so slightly. Defensively, she crosses her arms over her chest.
Fool! If I meant to flaunt my body, it would not be in front of her. Besides, I'm sure you remember it quite well already.
Just hand it over!
Red holds the pictures out to Blue, twitching back when he first reaches out to grab them, taunting him, before placing them into his hands.
Are these Grange? How the hell did you get these?
That's none of your beeswax.
Beeswax?
That's bull. You randomly getting your hands on evidence pertaining to my investigation is very much my concern.
Too bad. Life can be so disappointing, can it?
I'm not in the mood for this beating around the bush crap.
I have my ways. You should know that by now.
Forget it. Just tell me who this is with Grange in the photo. Who's the rebel?
How should I know? What do you think I am, psychic?
Very funny. Are you telling me that you didn't get them analyzed?
Doing the dirty work just isn't my style. I leave that for the puppies and the lazy old softies.
I didn't ask for your help, Red, except I just asked for it like 20 times.
I could never pass up the opportunity to make you look bad.
No, you never could you?
You're welcome.
Stay out of my way, Red. Come on, Violet, we have work to do.
See you the next time I do your job.
Whoa, maybe Distorter means she can teleport. As we enter the precinct building, I feel like Red is still somewhere nearby, her eyes burning into the back of my head. She probably is nearby. She's unpleasant.
Yep, that's Red. Come on, let's go find the captain.
The waves of hostility that are rolling off of her are incredible, but at least I know she isn't corrupt. I'd hate to get on the bad side of someone like her. I wonder why she was so dismissive towards me. Is she usually this way, or was she just trying to throw me off? She has to be hiding something. Blue's eyes widen, his face going pale for some reason.
What did you say?
Oh, sorry, just thinking out loud again.
Huh. Well, if you don't think it's important, I won't ask farther.
Oh, so does he think she's hiding something, I guess? It makes sense to seem like she probably knew who that rebel person is and just wanted to be annoying and not tell us. Ooh, here's the office. I like the globe thing. Oh, I guess it's not their office, it's the police people's office. We trek through the halls of the precinct, which are buzzing with the movement and chatter of enforcers. It smells like a mixture of sweat and some unidentifiable metallic odor, which could be guns or blood. I don't care to know which. When the crowd catches sight of me and Blue, it parts in front of us and quiets perceptibly. The few enforcers I catch staring at me quickly look away from my violet eyes. Something about our eye color makes people a bit uneasy, even enforcers. At the end of the hallway, we step into a large utilitarian office, and are stopped by an enforcer behind a gray metal desk.
What is your business here?
Agents Blue and Violet from the Bureau. We're here to see Captain Wells.
Very well, sir. One moment, please.
I don't remember if that was the voice I used for a female enforcer before. The enforcer walks quickly into the back room, while Blue and I are left standing in the front office. I glance around the room. The walls are a sickly yellow, like skin that has not seen the sun for far too long. There are lines of portraits on the walls on either side of us. One side is labeled, Our Fallen Heroes, and has rows and rows of small portraits of half-masked enforcers. The opposite wall has far fewer portraits, but they're larger and bear the banner, Our Fearless Leaders, must be the former captains of the enforcers. I look all the way to the right, up to the current captain. The portrait is of a large man, his shoulders square and hunched as though he's trying to bend over enough to fit inside the frame. The enforcer reappears and gestures for us to follow him? That looks more like a her to me. We head into the back and enter a small clustered office. The man from the last portrait is seated behind a desk that looks ridiculous next to his huge frame. He stands as we enter. Wow, he really is huge. Like, if this perspective is correct, he's like twice as thick as this enforcer person.
These are the agents, sir.
Rough man.
Thank you, Enforcer.
His voice is gruff and cuts through the room like a bark. The enforcer leaves the room.
What's the matter, Blue? Got bored of your old partner?
With all due respect, sir.
Ha, just yanking your chain. I know exactly why you left.
Yeah, sure you do.
So, who's the new girl? Violet, I'm guessing. The name's Harold G. Wells, but that's Captain Wells to you.
The pleasure is all mine.
You training her, Blue? Trying, Captain.
Well, it's a busy day. What's this all about?
Sir, we're looking into the Grange murder.
Yeah, heard about that. What's the Bureau want with Grange?
Oh wait, I forgot this isn't his boss. This is like, we're the enforcers, so that's like the FBI, and then... Wait, no, they're the enforcers, that's like the police, and then we're the Bureau? Or something? Or this... And that's like the FBI, whatever we are. Yeah, that makes sense. But not quite sure yet. That's what we're looking into. We were hoping you'd be able to help us out. Any files you might have on Grange? Also, we just got some photos. Maybe you can have your analyst take a look. We haven't had a chance to run them by the Bureau's guys. Blue hands the photos to the Wells. What? To the Wells? Wells stares at them for a moment, then shouts across the office.
Enforcer!
I jump slightly at the noise, and Blue's hand closes lightly on my wrist, his fingers pushing gently into my skin. The enforcer re-enters the room.
Take these photos down to analysis. Tell him I needed the results 5 minutes ago.
That's not very nice. Yes, sir. The enforcer leaves the room with the photos, and Blue's hand lets go of my wrist and moves away. I can still feel the ghosts of his fingers on my flesh.
They'll come up with something in a few minutes.
Thank you, we appreciate the assistance.
What are you thinking?
I mean,
who do you think that is in the photo with Grange?
I don't really have an idea. But I don't want to be an asshole. But then I don't know if it's okay to say. I'm not at liberty to say, like, is that true? Maybe it's the woman from the beginning, like Zarla, so we'll go with that one. Well, we've been bouncing around a few ideas.
Care to elaborate?
We think Grange might have been tangled up with the Resistance. Oh, that's our idea. Okay.
Particularly the cell run by Zarla. You know her?
Of course. We've noticed increased activity in her cell recently.
Us too. So we think the person in the photo with Grange could be Zarla herself or one of her followers.
Interesting theory.
Silence descends on the room. The captain slowly sits back down in his seat behind his desk and gestures for us to sit in the chairs opposite. He shuffles papers around his desk as Blue and I sit, our hands accidentally brushing. I feel a wave of heat run through my body, starting at my hand. What? Why do you feel weird about that? Like, wasn't he just, like, holding your hand a second ago? I look at Blue, turning my head slightly. Blue's eyes trace down the side of my face, briefly, before meeting mine with a small grin. Oh, that was such a weird animation. The look is broken when the enforcer re-enters the room, carrying a file and the photographs. She hands them to the captain and exits once more. Captain Wells examines the file briefly.
Well, it appears your theory was a good one. The man in the photo with Grange has been identified as a rebel nicknamed Sandman. We know he's one of Zarla's cronies.
So would we have learned this information if we refused to tell him that we thought it was the Resistance people? We probably would have. I doubt there's that many, like, branching choices. Sandman, the bringer of sweet dreams. Ironic.
More like creepy, but for some reason the name sounds familiar.
That's so.
Yeah, I think the Bureau has an open file on him.
So, Zarla is good as guilty?
I wouldn't be so hasty. If memory serves, the file is partially focused on whether this guy has broken away from Zarla's cell. Add that to the fact this is an abnormally brazen attack, which is outside of Zarla's usual wheelhouse. No, it doesn't quite add up.
But you were behind the theory just a minute ago. What changed? Well, I don't know. Finding out that it was Sandman, maybe.
Just a feeling.
If the person had been Zarla in disguise, or one of her direct underlings, I would be more convinced. But Sandman's been off the radar for a while. He and Zarla may have had a falling out. Besides, this attack in the dome is unlike her. She keeps to the outer city as much as possible and only kills when absolutely necessary. Do I need to remind you that she had a knife at my throat less than 24 hours ago?
Yes, but she didn't actually use it, did she?
That doesn't matter.
Ahem. Anything else you fellows might need?
Right now, we need to talk to someone close to Zara and figure out if the salmon is still one of hers. The rebel we captured in the alley? Great minds. That was my thought as well, Captain.
One moment.
The captain reaches for a phone on his desk, which was buried under so much paper I didn't even know it was there. He dials, listens, and after a moment begins speaking.
It's Captain Wells. I need to know where the rebel we captured yesterday is.
This guy needs to know everything, like before he even tells them. Also, you could see his face through the brim of his hat, which is really weird.
Yeah, from the alley. Then hurry it up, you idiot. Wells out.
Wells slams down the phone, before turning back to us.
The rebel's still being interrogated by my enforcers. You'll need to wait a little while before we have the info you need. We'll get it out of him, trust me.
I hope Wells stops talking soon, because he's killing my voice. Very well. Thank you for your assistance, Captain. Or assistance, Captain. We don't have anything else for you. Come on, Violet. We stand and leave the room as the captain goes back to shuffling papers around his desk. Stepping out into the hall, we are again met with the parting of enforcers and waves of silence. The scent of iron that hangs in the air seems to have grown stronger in the short amount of time we were in the captain's office. We walk briskly down the hall and push outside into the afternoon light. Okay, I guess this is a good place to stop. So I'll see you next time when we find out what she's smelling.